Before I came to Lawrence, I was struggling with low confidence, self-esteem. I was struggling with like physical aspects of training. I couldn't quite keep the motivation. I kept losing the drive to do things I wanted to do because I kept feeling I was being pulled back. It's mainly in sort of like bigger social situations. So if I'm out with friends, I'm okay. But if I was out with friends in like a pub or a bar or something, I get a little bit more like less confidence talking to other people, mainly talking to girls. It felt lonely. It's just I feel very closed in on myself. I don't like opening up and putting myself out there. I feel vulnerable almost. Yeah, a lot of frustration and annoyed at myself. I look at myself and I just think, I'm small, I'm skinny. There's not much muscle on me. I'm not attractive to women. I'm not what they would look for in someone. I just don't. I feel very kind of put out. I've completed the Insanity DVDs as well before, hoping that would help with, bulking up, getting a bit fitter, sort of thing. In terms of talking to girls and everything like that, I've always struggled with that. I've put myself out there on dating sites. I've sent loads of messages. I've been doing things that I think I should be doing to put myself out there, but I always get very low responses, and then that knocks me back as well. It's just like proving a point. So it's like, well, that's a point proved right there. At that point that I'm not good enough for someone. My diet struggles a lot. So, I mean, I've had hypnotherapy for that as well to try and help with confidence and dietary improvements and stuff. So I've tried different things and it doesn't generally stick, but I keep trying these things because I think I want to do this. This is what I want to be doing. I enjoy doing this. I don't want to be held back. I kind of wanted to feel good about myself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to, dumb as it sounds, I wanted to try and make myself more attractive by getting muscles, by getting, by being healthy, by being fair. I wanted to try and just be more appealing. It's probably been about the past 10 years because it's just trying to, I suppose in a way, it's trying to get people to sort of notice me. It's helped with confidence. I've realised I was making things about me all the time. It was, what do they think of me? It's not I was making it about me, and that was just putting a lot of pressure on myself instead of just sort of relaxing into situations a lot more. Talking to people and putting myself out there, starting conversations. Jesus Christ, I can do this. It's good fun. He finds out what you want to achieve from the day. Works out sort of a plan for what's going to happen, and then he just starts implementing it. And for me, one of them was putting myself out there and emailing dog trainers to see if I could get any sort of like work experience almost. So I sent out 5 emails and I got 1 reply. But from that 1 reply, I've been regularly observing, and it's worked out really well for me. But it's good fun because it's not always just that. I mean, you still socialise, you still have a sort of an easy chat on how things are going as well, and then you get, all right, let's get cracking with the work again. So okay, back to it, and it's always what's next. So now we've got that. What's next? What do we want to do now? What's next that you want to do? It's a very, very productive day if you get a coaching day with Lawrence, I find. On coaching calls with Lawrence, it was talking about the week just gone. His calls were once a week, talking about what happened in the previous week, what went right, stuff that went well, stuff that might need a little bit more work on. talking about how we can make things that need to be worked on, how we can work towards making them better, how we can make them that didn't work so well, but if we do this, that can improve it. He was always finding a way to improve every situation. It was good. I enjoyed the calls. I really enjoyed the calls because it was making me think, what do I need to do, as opposed to being told you're doing this. It's what do you need to do this? How can we do that? So it was always for my benefit, and it was always working around my goals that I wanted to get the results. Listened to what Lawrence told me to do and did my best to work on them. Sometimes it didn't work out so well, but when they did, it felt really good to get that result. And then when it happened, it was always, I can't wait for the next call so I can tell Lawrence I've just done this. Because, I felt good about myself. I wanted to share that. So I would always strive to complete the goals I was set in the weekly call. And I looked forward to completing them so I could tell him I've done that. I feel better about myself. I feel good about myself. I've just done something I didn't think I'd be able to do. And getting the results, it makes you feel really good when you get that result and you just want to share it. And it's funny that it's just knowing that he was there. And it's just like, I knew he was there to help. There was never any sort of judgment or anything. It was very easy to talk to him, and I didn't feel like I was being judged, which was a big thing for me to not sort of feel that. But yeah, he was very supportive in everything. It's like, okay, that didn't work, so maybe we'll try a different way of working that one out. It was always, what else can we do then? Can we try going down this road instead? Despite that, just knowing that he was there for me, I found worked really well. So the fact it's always very positive support. I got a lot more out of it than I thought I would. I noticed changes in myself that I didn't think I would. Just an increase in confidence, an increase in self-esteem. My mentality has changed an awful lot. A lot of what I spoke about with Lawrence was a lot of mental stuff I was struggling with. But I feel now that I'm a lot stronger. I'm a lot more comfortable with my own mind. I can notice when things start running away, and I know when it's too far, and I can sort of bring it back again. But at the same point, I also know it's okay to let it go. At times, it's allowed to wander, but I've actually, some of the stuff I've done, I actually feel proud of myself for completing it, and that's a new feeling for me. It was always a positive sort of approach. It was never scrap that completely. I'm sending you your meals for the next month or whatever. So it was good in that respect. Lawrence's approach was finding out what I was currently having, like for lunch or for dinner, and then he would say, okay, well, let's substitute the chocolate bar for a protein bar. Let's substitute, bottle of, a can of Pepsi or whatever for a bottle of water. He was always finding a substitution to make it only subtle changes that would have made a bigger difference. And it's just like, let's add a couple more veg to a meal as opposed to leaving it as just chips. It was just little changes. It wasn't scrap what you're having, you're eating this. It was always, let's make subtle changes, and if you can stick to that, over time we'll increase what we're changing. So it's not too much of a shock. Feeling proud of doing something for myself, completing something for myself, putting myself out there in terms of, career change. I would never have done that. I'd have just sat at home and gone, I'd love to do this, I'd love to do that. And he's just there saying, let's just do it then. The worst that can happen is they say no. If they say no, I know it's fine. So it's helping me a lot. It's helped a lot more. So with my mind and mentality, it's a lot stronger than it was probably about a year ago when I first started working with him. for definite.